minutes to get connected and join us, after which time I'll call the calendar to see who's present. And I'll give some general announcements. Ms. Smith, could you tell me if everyone has joined?
Your Honor, everybody is joined.
Okay, thank you. Good morning again, everyone. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the Orca E status conference calendar. For those of you who are defendants that are on Zoom, let me remind you that you should conduct yourselves as if you are in court with me. Personally, that means I'll need for you to find a place to settle yourselves in so that you can speak to the court when your name is called. If you're at work, I'll need for you to find a place that's out of your workspace. Again, for those defendants, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present at these proceedings. We do have public defenders that are present today. And if you would like to seek their assistance, I'll allow Mr. Haddad to give some general announcements as to how you can seek the assistance of the public defender today. We also have solicitors here who will be making recommendations regarding resolution of the matter today. If you're not happy with what the solicitors offer you, you can either enter a non-negotiated plea or you can plead not guilty to the charge. If you plead not guilty to the charge, you have the right to either have a bench trial, which will be before me sometime in the very near future. You also have the right to have a jury trial. If you request a jury trial, your case will be transferred to a division judge, and they will schedule that trial for you sometime down the road. Let's see, Mr. Haddad, if you don't mind, could you please inform people that would like to seek your assistance this morning on how to get that done?
Of course, Judge. Good morning. I'm an attorney with the Public Defender's Office. What we're going to do is we're going to put in the chat line the email address that you need to send an email to, and we'll send you an application that you can fill out online. Please, of course, do not leave the Zoom. Do not disconnect unless the judge excuses you. But just check the chat line, and when the judge calls your name, obviously answer any of his questions, and we can go from there. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Haddad. Position number 1, Jessica Ann Nanwu, ANYANWU. And let's see, either Ms. Marshall, I don't know.
Your Honor, I think Galaxy A11.
Say it again.
I'm here.
Okay. Oh, good morning, ma'am. Pronounce your last name for me, please.
It's Angelo.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Do you have a private attorney, or would you like to seek the assistance of a public defender this morning?
Yeah, I was trying for a public defender.
Okay, and so you've heard what Mr. Haddad had to say. If you can go into the chat and I'll get that information to him. We'll be back with you when they've had a chance to see if you qualify for their services, okay?
Okay, so I'm good to go?
No, I'll need for you to go into the chat and see if you can fill out the application to see if you qualify for the services of the public defender, if that's what you're seeking this morning, okay?
All right, I'll do that.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Position number 2, Deontia Jackson. Deontia Jackson.
Your Honor, this case was also on the May 4th calendar where Mr. Jackson failed to appear. The state would ask for a bench warrant.
Okay. Bench warrant will be issued. Position 3, Otis Alexander. Is Mr. Alexander present? What's the state's pleasure?
Same announcement, Your Honor. This was also a failure to appear on May 4th.
Okay. Bench warrant will be issued. Position 4, Xavier Lynn. Xavier Lynn.
Same announcement, Your Honor.
The disorderly conduct, is there any other reason that that a bench warrant should be issued as opposed to a dead docket, Ms. Riley?
It is a CR case, Your Honor. It's not a COVID citation.
Okay. Bench warrant will be issued. Position
Thank you.
5, Courtney Simonton.
I see her, but she's on mute.
Did I fix it?
Yes, you
Yes.
fixed it.
Okay, good deal.
Good morning, ma'am. Do you have a
Good morning.
private attorney, or would you like to seek the assistance of a public defender today?
Yeah, I would like to try and get a public defender.
Okay. If you will go into the chat and begin filling out the paperwork so that we can get it to the public defender's office, we'll come back to you, okay?
All right, how do I get to the chat? Do I just swipe?
There should be, I'm not sure what device you're on, but there should be a little box that has like a little quote thing over it that says chat.
If she's on her cell phone, it's gonna be at the bottom, like 3 dots.
And if you're on your cell phone, I'm being told it should be 3 dots that you can hit
Okay.
on. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll come back to you, ma'am. Position 6, Tyler King. Is Mr. King present?
The
Ms.
state would
Riley?
ask for a bench warrant, Your Honor.
Bench warrant will be granted. Position 7, Mark Newsom. Is Mr. Newsom present?
Bench warrant, Your Honor.
Okay. Position 8, Brandon Mosley. Is Mr. Mosley present?
State would ask for a bench warrant.
Okay. Bench warrant will be granted. Position 9, Kenneth Street. Is Mr. Street with us?
Bench warrant, Your Honor.
Okay. Position 10, Rhonda Smith. Is Ms. Smith present?
Same announcement.
I take it that the reckless conduct involved a firearm?
No, Your Honor, it involved an animal.
Okay. Position 11, Anthony Bullard. Is Mr. Bullard present? Ms. Riley?
Your Honor, Mr. Bullard has the remaining of my cases. I show 5 cases for him. We would ask for bench warrants. I showed that he's positions 11 through 15.
He's also position 16.
16. Okay. So bench warrants will be issued in those cases. Position 17, Latoya Winslow.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Ghazi present for Ms. Winslow.
Good morning, Mr. Ghazi. How are you today?
I'm very well, Your Honor. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thank you, sir. What are we going to do with Ms. Winslow today?
I have just recently received discovery. I have an offer. I've talked to the solicitor, and we're both in agreement to kind of just leave it on the trial calendar for this term, and we should be able to resolve it one way or the other. We would hope for a non-trial resolution, but we'll leave it in trial status to resolve it by the next trial calendar weeks, which I believe are the end of July and early August, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so you want to leave and say, when you say trial calendar, we don't do trials in this court. We'd have to return it to the division judge. If you want me to put it on a bench trial calendar for my court to see if you all can resolve it, and leave it here with the Orca, then I'm happy to do that. If you don't resolve it and you want a jury trial, then we will send it to the division judge. How does that sound?
That sounds great, Your Honor. Yes.
Well, Your
Okay.
Honor, if I may, are you having a final plea calendar before it moves to the bench trial calendar?
We'll have a final plea calendar on July 13th. Does that
Could
give
we
you all
ask,
enough time?
yes, could we ask for that date, please?
Okay, is that fine with you, Mr. Ghazi?
Let me just check double. I won't be able to check my calendar right now, but we can put it on for that date. That sounds like a date that will be available for me, I think, but I'm not looking at my calendar right at this moment.
Okay, if something changes, just give Ms. Marshall Story a call and we can reset it to another final plea calendar.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, anything further with Ms. Winslow this morning?
Not from the state.
Not from the defense, Your Honor.
Okay, hopefully we'll see you back on July 13th.
Thank you, Your Honor. May we be excused?
Yes, have a good day. Thank you.
You too. Thanks.
Position number 18, Cesar Gonzalez. Good morning, Mr. Gonzalez. I see you there. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Do you have a private attorney or would you like to seek the assistance of a public defender today?
I would like to seek the assistance of a public defender.
Okay, so if you also will go into the chat and begin the paperwork, we'll get back with you, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Position 19, Michael Selby. Michael Selby. Bench warrant.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Position 20, Malcolm Pierce. Malcolm Pierce.
The state would request a bench warrant.
Bench warrant be granted. Position 21, Ross Dixon.
Good morning, Judge. Attorney Brandon Dixon on behalf of Mr. Ross Dixon.
Good morning, Mr. Dixon. Hope you're well.
I'm doing well. Thank you, Judge.
What are we going to do with Ross Dixon today?
Judge, I filed an entry on the 25th of May, and I also requested discovery. I have not had an opportunity to speak with the state, nor have I received discovery, Judge.
Okay. Would July 13th give you enough time to do what you need to do?
As long as my office receives a discovery, Judge, I think that will be ample time.
Okay, Ms. Marshall Story, is this your case?
Yes, I'll make sure that counsel receives discovery.
Okay. All right, so we'll reset Ross Dixon until July 13th, pending discovery. Anything further, Mr. Dixon?
Nothing further, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes, you have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
Position 22, Eric Wells. Eric Wells.
The state requests a bench warrant.
Bench warrant will be granted. Position 23, Ulawuf Olushalola. Olushola.
Your Honor, the state would request a bench warrant.
Bench warrant will be granted. Rashonda Butler, position 24. Ms. Butler present.
State requests a bench warrant, please.
Bench warrant will be granted. Position 25, Yvonne Rodriguez.
The state requests a bench warrant.
Bench warrant will be granted. Position 26, Abdul Yahaya.
The state requests a bench warrant.
Given that this is a theft, I will either I'll
Your
either
Honor.
dead docket it or give him another opportunity, or him or her another opportunity to be present.
Your Honor, I will defer to the court. It does involve a significant amount of restitution. So I'm not prepared to request a dead docket at this case. If the court would like to put it on for one more date, that's fine.
Okay. I'm going to put it back on the July 6th show cause calendar
Okay.
at 9 a.m. Okay, position 27, James Lane. Mr. Lane present.
The state requests a bench warrant.
Bench warrant will be granted. Position 28, Vincent Hudson. Is Mr. Hudson present?
The state requests a bench warrant.
Bench warrant will be granted. Position 29, Chandler Bryant.
The defendant was on the last date. I think it was on to hire an attorney. So he did
Correct.
receive notice, Your Honor. The state is requesting a bench warrant.
Since he was here before at one point in time, I'm going to give him one other opportunity. We'll put him back on the show cause calendar for July 6th.
Okay.
Thank you. Position 30, Joseph Singleton.
Your
Mr.
Honor, the state requests a bench warrant.
Bench warrant will be granted. Position 31, Latrice Malik Jones, and I have a null pros for that case. Sign that null pros. Thank you. Position 32, Brandy Tyner.
Good morning, Your Honor. Laura Wester for Ms. Tyner. I was retained this week on this matter, and I intend to file for discovery today. So if this case could be placed either on another status calendar, that'd be great, or in the alternative, if there's no additional status calendars, the July 13th calendar.
Okay, let's put it on the July 13th calendar if that's all right with everyone. And you can get her the discovery. I'm sure by that time it's Marshall's story.
Oh, that is my case, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. Good morning, Ms. Kathia. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. So is July 13th fine with you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, we'll place the case on the July 13th, 9 a.m. calendar. Anything
I'm sorry, Attorney Wester, if you can just put your email in the chat.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good day.
Thank you, Judge.
Position 33, Demetrius Jackson.
The state will request a bench warrant, Your Honor.
Bench warrant will be granted. I believe that Nefta Finley is here in person. Good morning, Mr. Finley. How are you?
He comes to the podium, sir.
I'll just talk to him right there for right now. Are you going to request a, do you have a private attorney? Or are you going to request a public defender? Okay. Mr. Haddad, we have Mr. Finley in court with me. He's requesting a public defender. So if someone can come down and pick up his paperwork once it's completed, that would be helpful.
Sure, Your Honor. The alternative too is if he can provide the litigation manager with his phone number, I'll contact him over the phone and talk to him as well, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Finley, do you have a phone with you?
Yes.
Okay, so if you don't mind giving us the number, we'll have the public defender contact you also. Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Position 35, Alicia Jones.
The state would request a bench warrant.
Bench warrant will be granted. Position 36, Jessica Harris.
State requests a bench warrant.
Bench warrant will be granted. Position 37, Zachary Shindell.
Request a bench warrant, Your Honor.
What was the reckless conduct? It's something to do with an animal?
Yes, the dogs. I would need to look it up. I do apologize.
Okay, that's fine, Mr. Deal. The bench warrant will be granted. Position 38, Deidre Rambo.
I'm here.
Good morning, Ms. Rambo.
Good morning.
Do you have a private attorney or would you like to seek the assistance of a public defender today?
I have a private attorney.
Your Honor, there's a Brian Howard that filed an entry of appearance according to Odyssey.
I just sent him the link, so he may be trying to log on. I'm not for sure. But we were going to ask for additional time to possibly try to resolve this case, Your Honor.
Okay, so let's see if it's the last name Allen, the attorney?
Judge, I
Right.
believe it's Howard.
Howard?
Yes, I believe so. Howard, Howard. And that's based on a filing from Odyssey, Judge, that I
Okay.
noticed last night.
That is correct. Brian Howard, Bryan.
Okay. Ms. Rambo, do you know whether or not Mr. Howard, you spoken with him and then did he know of this court date today?
He did. I spoke with him yesterday. I'm not sure if he's having some technical difficulties logging in, but
Okay,
he did talk about both being
Okay.
here today.
all right, thank you. Do you have the ability to give him a call to let him know that we're waiting his report?
Sure. I'm going to mute myself and
Okay,
him-
thank you, Ms. Rambo. I appreciate that. And we'll come back to you. Thank you, ma'am. Position 39, Susan Kendall, Keykendall.
Here,
Good morning, ma'am. I'm sorry, could you pronounce your last name for me?
it's Kuykendall.
Okay, thank you. Do you have a private attorney or would you like to seek the assistance of a public defender today?
I guess I would have to do a public defender. I was trying to hire an attorney though.
Okay, let's see if you qualify for the services of the public defender today and see if we can move it forward that way, if you don't mind. Is that fine with you, ma'am?
Sure.
Okay, so if you can also go into the chat and begin the process of the paperwork, we'd appreciate it and we'll come back to you, all right?
Mhm.
Position 40, Daniel Freeman.
State requests a bench warrant.
Bench warrant will be granted. Position 41, Juanita Hatchett.
The state requests a bench warrant, Your Honor.
Bench warrant will be granted. Position 42, Ahmed Duzmed. ABDUSEMED.
The state requests a bench warrant.
Bench warrant will be granted. Position 43, Paul McCrory.
Your Honor, if I may, on Mr. McCrory, according to Odyssey, he also has court date on the 29th of July. Again, that's not always 100% accurate, but I just want to let the court know. It's not a public defender case, but I just happened to notice it. But that's only on position 43. Position 44, it's the same individual. That particular case does not have a court date for the 29th of July. I just want to.
And July, let's see. Okay, Ms. Strong is checking on. Yes, let's reset all of these for the 29th of July. Thank you, Mr. Haddad. Position 45, Kiba Toure.
The state will request a bench warrant.
Bench warrant will be granted. Position 46, Beverly Wilkes. And I have down that she was to complete a parenting class. Do we have, has the state had any contact with her since that time?
No, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I apologize. It looks like I dropped the ball on this one. I noticed in the notes that this was Mr. Lovett's case. He is not in our, doesn't work in our office. To be frank, Judge, the files were lacking in terms of documents, Judge. Let me, if I may, during the recess, if we take a recess, let me try and find a phone number for Ms. Wilkes to at least update the court on what's going on. And she very well may have completed whatever she was supposed to complete, but I just,
Okay.
I don't know.
So we'll hold for your announcement, Ms. Haddad. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
And Your Honor, I do have one update. I believe I have position 23 who's trying to call or contact me. They're having a issue either logging in or getting the link. I'm going to still try to contact position 23 to see if they could either appear in person or the link, but I do believe position 23 is trying to contact me for today's hearing.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Helen.
Thank you, Judge.
So I'll hold for your announcement on that also.
Thank you, Judge.
Let's see, anyone else on the Zoom call who did not hear their name or whose name I did not call? Okay, if not, Mr. Haddad, how would you like to proceed, or Ms. Helen, as far as the people that are trying to fill out applications? It doesn't seem that we have that many. Would you like to get their numbers?
Your Honor, if the litigation manager is willing, they can put me in a breakout room with, you know, one person at a time. That might be a little bit faster. To kind of speed things up for the courts. But however the court wishes.
That's a good idea, Mr. Dodd. So position number 1 and number 5 are the first two. So if position 1 can go with Mr. Haddad and maybe position 5 go with Ms. Helen. Is that okay?
Sure.
That'll be fine, Judge. And
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, and then we'll just go down the list from there. Yes.
I sent him a chat on Mr. Finley. I just wanted to make sure he received it on his cell phone.
Okay, Mr. Haddad, are you still? Oh, he's already in the breakout room. Remind me when he comes back. Okay. And let's see, we will be in recess until one of the public defenders is back online. Okay, so everyone just for all the other defendants, if you just sit tight for me. Thank you.
Ms. Simonton, please accept so that you can go in a breakout room with Attorney Helen.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
If position 5, Mr. or Miss Courtney Simonton can be put in the breakout room. Thank you.
She was delayed in getting in the breakout room. She's in the breakout room now.
Thank you.
Susan, I'm going to place you in the waiting room for just a second so that you can find a place to be.
You talking to me? You talking to me, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
You said you're gonna what? You say you're gonna what, ma'am?
I was going to place you in a waiting room to give you an appropriate place to be seated for a court.
What do you mean appropriate place to be seated?
Yes, good morning, Mr. Orca. Which case are you here on?
Yes, Judge. Rambo is the last name?
Rambo?
Yes, Judge.
Okay,
Position 38, Your Honor.
thank you.
And Judge, on that one, I'm just asking for a reset. I've been speaking with the state. Apparently, we reached a little bit of a roadblock that I think we can overcome. So we're just asking for a reset to be on the final plea calendar.
Okay, would July 13th work for you?
July 13th should not be a problem, Judge.
Okay, we have a plea calendar at 9 o'clock on that date, so we'll reset Mr. Rambo or Deidre Rambo for that time, if that's okay with you.
That's fine, Judge. And will that be a Zoom? Is that possible?
Zoom or in person, whichever.
All right, yeah, I'll take Zoom all day if I can.
Okay, and if you all do come to a resolution, if you can get the paperwork done prior to that time, that would be helpful.
Fantastic, Judge. I appreciate it.
All right, have a good day.
You too, Judge. Have a great one.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I have an announcement when the court is ready for me.
Okay, I'm ready now, Mr. Haddad.
Your Honor, on position number one, she does not qualify for the service of public defender's office. I suggested to her that she try to speak to the prosecutor. Maybe they can work things out. If not, of course, the court, and I told her the court will address her and her situation, Judge.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that, Mr. Dodd. And let's see, I believe the next position for you would be position number 18, Mr. Gonzalez.
Be fine.
Oh, and tell me again about Mr. Finley.
I put Mr. Finley's information in the chat and said that he has started filling out paperwork already. His telephone number is in the chat.
Okay, and Mr. Dodd, Mr. Finley, did you hear that?
Yeah, I did. And I saw the chat. I just, however the court wishes for me to handle, I can handle Mr. Naftali next if he wants to step outside, or I can do the next Zoom breakout room, whatever is best for the court. I'm here, Judge.
Okay, so why don't we do Mr. Finley next, because he's in court.
Absolutely.
So Mr. Finley, if you wouldn't mind stepping outside, and do you have his number, Mr. Dodd?
Let me double check. Yes, I do. And
Okay.
I'll be calling him from the office. So that would be the 404. Now, of course, my mind has gone blank as to what my extension is, Judge, but
That's just accept the next phone call you get, Mr. Finley. Okay, thank you.
thank you, Judge.
Okay,
Judge, position number 45 is in court.
okay, thank you. Let's see, we also have in court with me position 45, who is going to seek the assistance of a public defender also. Good morning, Mr. Toure. How are you today? Good. So we'll need for you to start filling out the paperwork, and we'll see if you qualify for a public defender today, okay? All right, thank you, sir. Okay, Miss, and Young, let's see. Again, you have the right to remain silent. You also have the right to have, and if you can activate your camera for me, ma'am, that would be helpful. You also have the right to have an attorney present at these proceedings. It's my understanding that you do not qualify for the services of a public defender today. You have been charged in case 20 CR 0000225Y with driving under the influence of alcohol less safe, possession of an open alcohol container, failure to maintain lane or improper lane change, and speeding. Let's see, you will have I'm going to allow Ms. Riley to give you what the state's offer in this matter is. If that's something that you're willing to accept, we can move forward with a plea. If it's not something that you're willing to accept, you either have the option of a bench warrant or, a bench trial, which will be before me, or a jury trial, which will be before another judge in on their calendar. So, Ms. Riley, what would be the offer in this matter?
Yes, Your Honor. For the DUI less safe, it would be 12 months on probation. 12 months to serve 24 hours, credit for time served, balance probated, a $300 fine, 40 hours of community service, an alcohol or drug evaluation and any treatment that is recommended. She will attend a risk reduction course, attend one victim impact panel. And for the speeding, which was a 90 and 55, would be a $200 fine. The failure to maintain lane and open container would be no pros for the plea. To counts 1 and 2.
Okay, do you understand the offer, ma'am?
Yeah, I don't want to take that. I can't afford to work for free. I can't do 40 hours of community service. I work too much.
Okay, so your options at this point would be, would you like to have a jury trial on the matter, or would you like to have a bench trial on the matter? If you have a bench trial, that will be before me in the not so distant future. If you want to have a jury trial, I'll have to return this to a division judge, and you will get on a trial calendar whenever they get to you.
I do a bench trial.
Okay. And are you going to seek the assistance of a lawyer in this matter?
I am.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you on we have a bench trial calendar on July 27th at 1:30. Okay, you'll get a notice of that. If you are going to hire an attorney, I suggest that you go ahead and do that at your earliest opportunity. You should have plenty of time by July 27th. What I don't want to happen is that you come back for the bench trial and don't have an attorney and want a reset of the date. So we will have unless if you do have an attorney and he or she wants a reset for more information or anything like that, that certainly would be considered. You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
Okay. Any questions for me?
No.
All right.
I apologize, Your Honor. If I could, Ms. Anyuanye, I'm going to send you my email address, and if you could reply with your email address so that once you hire your attorney, they can contact me.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. And once you do that, ma'am, we'll see you back on July 27th, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, we'll stand in recess until someone comes back.
And which solicitor has position 5, Courtney Simonton?
That would be me.
Ms. Riley, could you send if you have a plea offer for that position in the chat for me, please? Thank you so much.
is the court on break? Oh, hey,
I'm
Judge.
here, Mr. Dodd.
I apologize, Judge. I didn't see you and I didn't want to just blurt something out.
No,
Your
you're
Honor,
fine.
Mr. Finley, position number 34, does qualify for our services. I've instructed him to return back to the courtroom. Respectfully, Judge, if I can ask to reset this case to August the 12th, and the reason is it appears that he has another case, different case number that is currently set for the 12th of August in Orca in front of, it's a Friday, so it'll be, obviously it won't be you, Judge, but it's a harassing phone calls, Judge. I'm not clear right now if it's the same alleged victim or not, but frankly, it makes more sense to have both on the same calendar to hopefully resolve both. But that would be my request. I needed more time anyway to review discovery and all that good stuff, but it sounds to me that August 12th might be a good date, or we move the other case to our calendar, Judge, however court wishes.
Well, since he already has something set up in August, you said that's the 12th, is that right?
Yes, Judge. I can give the court the case number, Judge.
Okay. Go ahead.
It's 20 CR 005611Y.
Okay. Ms. Ron, can we do that? Sure. Okay. So we'll reset this battery family violence for the August 12th case, so the August 12th calendar, so that those two can be handled at the same time.
Thank you, Judge. And I will be filing an entry as well and opt in for discovery. And of course, I'll be in touch with the prosecutor. I just want to make sure, based on the position, I'm assuming it's Ms. Gethea?
Yes.
Okay, all right, great. I'll mark it down so I'll know who to reach out to.
All right, very good. Anything further from Mr. Finley this morning?
No, Your Honor, not from me, Judge. If he may be excused, Judge.
Okay, you can have a good day, Mr. Finley. We'll see you back in August.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Let's see.
I do have, I overheard that there was another gentleman that came in. I do have a phone number for him if he wants to step outside. I think that's position 45, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Toure.
Yes.
I do have a phone number. I can call him.
Mr. Toure, if you'll step outside, Mr. Haddad is going to give you a call, okay? Okay. Okay, he's outside now, Mr. Haddad.
All right, thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Judge, position number 46, just presented as open court.
Good morning, Ms. Wilkes. How are you today? Good. You've been here before, right? And you were going to complete a parenting class. Come on, you can come on over. Thank you, ma'am.
You go the other way.
Well, actually, she's going to be represented by.
Your Honor, I am here.
Okay.
I'm okay, Judge. I mean, frankly, I don't know the answer. The court can definitely inquire as to whether she completed whatever she was supposed to complete.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Dodd.
So I can stay on, Judge, until if that's better for the court.
Thank you. Ms. Wilkes, I believe that you were here before and that you were offered a parenting class to complete in exchange for not processing these charges. Have you completed that class?
I have started. I had difficulty finding a online course, but I finally found it with the help of my sister. Okay. And I started it. I have not finished it. It's 4 hours.
Okay. Do you think you can get that completed by July 6th?
Oh, yeah, I have.
And is that fine with you? Is this, Ms. Githier, is this your case?
Yes, it is. That is fine, Your Honor.
Okay, so we will reset you for, and you'll get a notice for July 6th, ma'am. If you get, and I don't know if you have Ms. Githier's information, if you complete that course and get her the paperwork prior to that time, it's possible that you won't have to show back up and they'll go ahead and null process it, okay?
All right.
Do you have her information?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Your Honor, if I may interject, if Ms. Wilkes can provide the phone number to the litigation manager, a way I can reach her, I'll give her a
Okay.
call later this afternoon, get her email address, phone number, and of course, I'll know which solicitor to contact to make sure if that documentation is done, whatnot.
Okay,
Obviously,
thank
I'll
you.
help assist, so.
Thank you, Mr. Dodd. Are you able to do that, ma'am? Do you have, can we get your contact information?
Yes.
Okay,
Ms. Wilson, if you could put your phone number and your email on this piece of paper.
okay, we'll get that. Thank you, Mr. Dodd.
Thank you, Judge. And as far as I'm concerned, of course, I don't need to speak to her anymore this morning. And I'll give her a call later this afternoon, Judge.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
And we'll stand in recess until someone comes back.
And Ms. Riley, I just sent you a message in the chat. Thank you.
Good morning, Judge.
Yes, Mr. Dunn.
Your Honor, on position number 45, Mr. Teray does qualify for the services of the Public Defender's Office. Mr. Teray is maintaining his not guilty plea, Judge. Frankly, I don't think we're going to be able to resolve it. I'm just going to request a jury trial on this particular case, Judge, and I obviously will file whatever motions I need to file. So, but that would be the requests on behalf of Mr. Teray.
Okay, so we'll have to get your jury trial request and case management order to you on this matter.
But I do have all the information for Mr. Teray. I don't need to speak to him anymore this morning, but of course the court can decide when and if to excuse him.
Okay. Are we going to need for Mr. Teray to sign anything before he
Yes, I
goes?
need to fill out this form before he leaves.
Okay, so he is going to need to fill out a form, Mr. Haddad, so we'll have him do that, and then we'll release him, okay?
All right, thank you, Judge.
Okay, let's see.
I'm
Are you
not sure
available?
who's next.
I believe position number 18, Cesar Gonzalez. So if we can put Mr. Haddad into a breakout room with Mr. Gonzalez Hernandez, please.
Make sure I look through it. Yeah.
Excuse me, Judge.
Yes.
I had already talked to Mr. Robertson. The application that he sent me via email it won't let me fill it out from my phone. And I was trying to tell him that I can get the documents sent back in as soon as possible. Me and my newborn is currently in a hotel right now due to we have COVID, so we're not at the house because I don't want to get everybody else sick. So I was trying to tell him either I can scan it and send it back, but I have to have my mom bring me my laptop.
Okay. Give us a moment so that I can discuss this with one of the public defenders, and I'm sorry for your circumstance, ma'am, and I do understand. We can reschedule you for another time so that you'll have time enough to get that application to them, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, but hang on the line for me until one of the public defenders comes back so that they can get your information, okay?
Okay.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Okay. Thank you. Have a good day, sir.
Yeah, that's how you find everything. I act like there's a
I have an additional announcement, whenever the court's ready.
Yes, Mr. Dunn.
All right, thank you, Judge. Judge, position number 18 is back in the Zoom. He does not qualify for the service of the Public Defender's Office. I've advised him I suggested he can either talk to the prosecutor or answer, obviously has to answer the court's questions as far as what to do next, Judge.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Dodd. And can we go ahead? I'd like to place you into a breakout room with Miss Kendall. She's having some issues that I'd like for her to discuss with you.
Absolutely.
If you don't mind. Okay, so if we can place Miss Susan and Mr. Dodd into a breakout room, please. And let's see, Mr. Cesar Gonzalez Hernandez, good morning again, sir. Let's see, you have a right to remain silent. You also have the right to have an attorney present at these proceedings. It's my understanding that you won't qualify for a public defender. So what I'd like to do this morning with you, sir, is that I'd like to go over the charges that are pending and have Ms. Marshall Story give to you the solicitor's recommendation for resolution of the matter. If you're not happy with her recommendation, you have the right to have a bench trial or a jury trial on this matter. So let's just proceed by Mr. Gonzalez. You've been charged in case 20 CR 002143Y with reckless driving, driving under the influence of alcohol less safe, driving under the influence of alcohol per se, failure to maintain lane or improper lane change, and possession of an open alcohol container. Ms. Marshall Story, what is the state's recommendation for resolution?
Your Honor, the state's recommendation on a plea to the DUI per se is 12 months to serve 24 hours, balance probated, a $300 fine, 40 hours of community service, alcohol drug evaluation and treatment if necessary, 1 risk reduction program, and 1 victim impact panel. I will now process the remaining charges.
So, and just so that I understand Ms. Marshall's story, to serve 24 hours, has that 24 hours already been served?
Your Honor, I can't say with certainty, but normally that is served upon the defendant being booked into the jail.
Okay. So he's going to want to know with specificity whether or not he's got to go have to serve 24 hours. Mr. Gonzalez Hernandez, do you understand the recommendation?
Yes.
And what is your desire today?
I'm gonna get a private. I'm gonna get an attorney.
Okay. All right. So do you want to have a bench trial or a jury trial on this matter?
I'm sorry, sir. I don't know the difference.
Okay. One would be before me, sometime in the very near future, and one would be before a division judge, and that will be sometime down the road. When do you anticipate hiring a lawyer, Mr. Gonzalez Hernandez?
Within this week.
Okay, why don't we do this? Why don't I give you the opportunity to hire a lawyer and just put you back on one of my calendars? Okay, that'll give you enough time. That'll give you enough time to hire an attorney and for that attorney to do some background on your case. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to reset you for July. Are we still resetting for July 13th? Is that? Okay, I'm going to reset you for July 13th calendar at 9 o'clock. I suggest that you go ahead and hire an attorney at your earliest opportunity to give the attorney enough time to look into the matters of your case before court, okay?
Okay.
And Your Honor, I will put my information into the chat. Mr. Gonzalez, are you able to access the chat?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll put in my email address and you can have your attorney contact me and we can see what we can work out prior to that date.
Okay.
So you'll just have to hold 1 second while I do that.
And once you get that information, Mr. Gonzalez Hernandez, you're free to go, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And Your Honor, I apologize. I do believe I'm ready on position 5. I've emailed Miss Beverly Johnson and Miss Riley a plea for Miss Simonton. She is prepared to take that. I just need them to review it, make sure that it's correct, and then she'll sign it as well.
Okay, so whenever you all are ready on that, Ms. Riley, and if you'll also go ahead and send the paperwork to Ms. Strong for me, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Haddad?
Judge, on position number 39, if I can find out who the prosecutor is, I'm frankly, right now, I'm gonna ask for a reset. Looks like my client is sick, Judge. But I want to speak to the prosecutor and find out, because it may be a question of restitution. But again, I don't know. But if I can speak to whoever the prosecutor is, maybe at least we can have some kind of a working understanding agreement and reset it for another court date, Judge.
That would be me.
All right, so if we could put Ms. Githia and Mr. Haddad into a breakout room, please.
Thank you, Judge.
I apologize, Judge. I stepped away. Did you call me?
Let me see. No, I'm ready when you are, as soon as we get the paperwork. So just let the court know when you're ready to proceed.
I emailed it. If Miss Riley, let me try to forward it. Did you say to Miss James or Miss Strong?
Ms. Strong.
I'm reviewing it right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Just let me know when you're ready.
Thank you.
Your Honor?
Yes, Mr. Haddad.
Thank you, Judge. On position number 39, Ms. Kendall, she does qualify for the Service Public Defender's Office. This is a pawning an Xbox machines, 2 of them, to a pawn shop. There's restitution, about $800 or so, Judge. I would respectfully request if we can reset it for an August court date, Judge. I think that'll give, of course, hopefully my client will recover soon, but that's part of the problem. The other thing is to just give her a little bit of time to be able to get the restitution. I suspect we're going to be able to resolve it in August one way or another, Judge.
Okay. Do we have an August date?
August the 3rd.
August 3rd work, Mr. Haddad?
August 3rd?
Yes.
Yes, yes, that'll be fine, Judge. We'll,
okay. All right. We'll
be,
reset it for August 3rd at 9 o'clock.
All right, thank you. And can my client be excused?
Yes, I hope you feel better, ma'am.
All right, thank you very
I'll
much.
be in touch with you, ma'am, okay? I'll give you a call.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, let's see. Has that taken care of? I know we have position 5 left. Do we have any other defendants on the line that have not been addressed?
Yes, I'm on the line. I haven't been addressed. It's Chancellor Bryant.
Have you been on the line the entire? Were you here at the call of the calendar, Mr. Bryant?
Not at the start. I came in a little bit after.
Okay. Can you activate your camera for me, sir?
Sure.
That's position number 29. And I believe it looks like he was present the last time and had indicated to hire an attorney, Judge.
Right. Mr. Bryant, did you hire an attorney?
I'm still having difficulties trying to locate one. I was trying to do whatever I could within the allotted time I've been given so far to get that taken care of, but I have not come to any avail. Wanted to ask if there was an option of a public defender. I feel like when I first dealt with this back in 2018, that there was one assigned to me, if I'm correct. I remember filling out an application and considering the situation currently, I want to see if I still have that opportunity to do so.
Let me go ahead, Mr. Haddad, if you don't mind speaking with Mr. Bryant. I'm gonna
Sure will, Judge.
I'm gonna place you into a breakout room so that you all can discuss that, okay?
Okay.
All right, so we can put Mr. Haddad and Mr. Bryant into a breakout room.
And Judge, I did have one update. I apologize. I thought it was position 23 trying to contact me. That was not the case. It was actually position 45 and he showed up in person. So 23 was a bench warrant.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
And we'll be in recess until the paperwork for the plea comes in.
And Judge, I believe I've submitted the plea for Miss Courtney. I do believe it's received. I think we just need to take it on record.
Okay, let's see. Good morning again, Ms. Simonton. Could you unmute and can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
I can't hear you as you're.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. You can put your hand down. Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Riley?
Thank you, Your Honor. The state would expect the evidence to show that on May 9th of 2018 in Fulton County, officers were dispatched to a hit and run crash on I-75/85 involving two vehicles in which the officer encountered Miss Simonton, who appeared to be under the influence and admitted to taking medication, stating that she had an oxycodone and Percocet earlier in the day. After submitting to field sobriety evaluations, the officer determined that she was under the influence of the medication taken, as well as at fault for the accident that occurred on I-75/85. The state's recommendation to count one is the DUI drugs is 12 months to serve 24 hours credit for time served upon arrest. The balance on probation, a $300 fine. She is to do 50 hours of community service, an alcohol and drug evaluation, any treatment that is recommended, a risk reduction course, attend one victim impact panel. For count 3, which is a hit and run, she's to pay $300 in restitution to the victim. And count 4, which is also a hit and run, is $300 in restitution to the victim. And count 2, the improper lane change, is null prost.
Yes, Your Honor. That is our understanding of the plea. We do agree with that plea. We stipulate to the factual basis, venue, and ID. This is a probated sentence, Your Honor. We are just asking for those probation fees to be waived.
Okay. So it's my understanding that it's 2 counts of hit and run and DUI drugs. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Simonton, it's my understanding that you wish to plead guilty to driving under the influence of drugs and 2 counts of hit and run. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes, sir, I am.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Ms. Simonton. I am going to waive the probation fees for you while you're on probation to help you get and stay on your feet, but you're going to have to be on probation for the entire 12 months, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Anything further on Ms. Simonton?
Can just the waive probation fees be added to the plea paperwork that I scanned over? Thank you.
And then it'll be on the it will be on the court's form. Ms.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you.
All right. And if we can get her where she needs to report for probation, that we'll put that in the chat.
Did you hear that, Ms. Courtney? They're going to put the address in. I think it may be a date and time, but pay attention to the address, okay?
Okay, yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Mr. Haddad, is there an announcement?
Yes, Your Honor, on position number, I think it's 29. Yes, Chancellor Bryant Judge, he does qualify for the service of the Public Defender's Office. I assume this is Ms. Marshall's story from the fact that she unmuted herself, maybe.
Yes, that's
But
correct.
I did need some additional time to speak to my client, Judge. If there's a reset date anytime in July, preferably the later part of July,
Okay.
if at all possible, but it doesn't matter what calendar, Judge, status, plea, whatever is convenient for the court, but I needed some time to review the discovery with my client and talk to Ms. Marshall's story. And
Okay, we had already reset him prior to him coming on to July 6th. Would you like something beyond July 6th?
if there's anything possible, yes, I'd appreciate it. If not,
The only other calendar that I have in July, well,
Well, those were the ones we were talking about, resetting to the 13th, so.
July, okay. Would July 13th be better?
let me
Oh, you
just
need-
double check. I believe the 13th should be, I think I have a number of cases on that calendar anyway, I believe. That work if the court is willing to put it on the
Okay,
13th.
that's
Judge.
fine, sure. So July 13th at 9 a.m.
All right, thank you, Judge. And I'll, like I said, I'll file the entry in Ms. Marshall's story. I'll reach out to you and we can discuss this case.
Okay, that
Okay.
sounds fine.
All right, thank you. And can
Excellent.
Mr. Bryan be excused, Judge?
Yes, we'll see you back on the 13th, July, Mr. Bryant.
Will do. Thank you so much.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you, Your Honor.
Okay, I think that Kate takes care of the 9 o'clock calendar. When Ms. Strong is ready, we'll go over the calendar unless there's something else that needs to be addressed. Okay.
Position number 1 was reset for a bench trial on July 27th. Position number 2, 3, and 4 are all bench warrants. Position number 5 took a plea. Position number 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 through 16 are all bench warrants. Position number 17 was reset for July the 13th for a possible plea. Position number 18 was reset for July the 13th to hire an attorney. Position number 19 and 20 were bench warrants. Position number 21 was reset for July the 13th, pending discovery. Position 22, 23, 24, and 25 were all bench warrants. Position 26 is we're doing the 13th, correct, Judge?
Yes, that's going to be reset to the 13th and not the
Not
6th.
the 6th. So position number 26 will be reset for July the 13th at 9 a.m. Position 27 and 28 are both bench warrants. Position number 29 is reset for July the 13th at 9 a.m. Position number 30 is a bench warrant. Position number 31 is non-cross. Position number 32 was reset for July the 13th for discovery. Position number 33 is a bench warrant. Position number 34 is reset for August the 12th to follow his other case that was already calendared. Position number 35, 36, and 37 are bench warrants. Position number 38 is reset for July the 13th. Position number 39 is reset for August the 3rd at 9 a.m. Position number 40, 41, and 42 are bench warrants. Position number 43 and 44 have been reset for July the 29th. Position number 5 is reset for, 45 is reset for a jury trial. And position number 46 will be reset for July the 13th as well, to complete her parenting class.
Okay, any questions or concerns? If not, you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and we will see you next week.